Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video we are going to go over three pretty major kind of hair issues and colors, and I'm going to go over the formulations and basically what would need to be done to fix those hair color problems. So I actually filmed these formulations earlier as a part of another video, and then in the edit I realized that it was just way too much information. So I figured it made more sense to make this video just about these formulations. So if you have these three major hair color issues, I'm going to go over what it is that you need to do to overcome these colors. Also, the maskne is real, and I feel like this is the worst it's been yet. So thankfully for you guys, it's just going to be an intro and outro. So yeah, let's just get into the video. So the first one is, say you're a brunette and you want to go lighter, you want to be blonde. So let's take an example of a level 5 here who wants to be a level 9 or 10 blonde. So clearly here, the first step is to extract color, meaning to lift your natural base color. So we're going to our bleach, our lightener, and lift her to that level. Now, if your hair is super healthy and your hair is natural, meaning zero artificial color, this is most likely possible maybe in one sitting. Now, if you have any color, any toner, any previously lightened hair, and you're starting at a level 5, most likely this will take more than one session just for the lightening process, just to lighten the hair to that level 9 or 10. Once you're at a level 9 or 10, what you're going to go back in with is a toner. So basically just adding tone back in. So basically just depositing extra tones over that lightened hair so that you achieve the perfect tone that you are after. Whether that's something more buttery and golden or something more ash. All right, scenario number 2 is you have gray hair and you have previously colored your hair. You are just looking to match your roots to that color and refresh that existing color that you have. Now, if you're going with boxed color, you're most likely going to mix that one potion and apply it from root to ends to refresh from root to ends. And the reason why that is wrong is because that hair that is not your root has previously already been colored, so it's already a completely different scenario than that root color. So we have to treat each area as its own hair. So the first thing that you treat is the root, which needs the most coloring. So because there is gray present, you know you need a permanent hair color to effectively cover that gray. I would recommend mixing that with a 20 volume developer because that's going to open up the hair enough so that that gray hair, which is typically resistant, is going to receive those pigments. And I always recommend a neutral shade to cover gray, regardless of the tone you're after. So say you're going for an ashy brown and you have gray. If you plan on using, say, a level 6 ash on your base, just imagine the hair is already gray and then you're adding a gray ashy tone on top of it. Now, does gray cancel out gray? Absolutely not. So you're just going to have maybe a slightly darker gray. So the best and most effective way to actually cover gray is to go in with a neutral. Now, this is only coloring and treating that root area so far. Now, in order to refresh your ends or anywhere from your midsection down, if say you want to add a little more vibrancy to your color, you want to refresh that color, instead of going in with permanent color because it's not necessary, that hair is already covered, what you want to go in with is a toner. Because the toner is actually acidic, there's no need to reopen the hair and add tones in. What you're looking to do is to stain the hair once again with that same level and tone that is being used on the roots. It's far less damaging in the long run. It will add a ton more shine to the hair because that's what the hair is craving, and you'll have beautiful, seamless results. So the third and last scenario is having somewhat of a warm brown base and wanting it to go ash. Now, if you're starting off with a reddish brown and you want to end up with ashy brown tones, unfortunately, putting a brown ash permanent color on top of that is not going to get you there. And so if you have golden tones, you're probably naturally a level 4, 5, or 6. And if you're wanting to stay in the same level but more ashy, the only effective way to do that is to actually lift the hair to about an 8 or a 9 and then add ash tones on top of that. And the reason for that is while you're in between that level 4 and that level 8, where all those red tones are present, adding an ash on top of really strong red pigments is not going to show up as ash. When you have a blonde and you add an ash toner, that ash really shows because the canvas is light and bright. So imagine taking a very light yellow piece of paper. If you were to take a purple highlighter and draw through it, you would clearly see that the violet purpley pigments. If you were to take that same highlighter marker and go over a piece of paper that's reddish brown, it would just look darker. In no way would you be able to tell that there are any violet or purpley pigments added. And so the same thing with toner. The only way to actually showcase ashy, gray, violety tones is for the base or the background to be brighter. So whether this was in the salon or now in my virtual consults, I get this question at least a couple times a week, where I just want to be ash brown, but I don't want to use any bleach and I just want a toner. Unfortunately, if you use a toner, the only way you can add ash pigments or tone down that warmth is to go darker. So if you don't want to go darker, you say you're a level 6 and you want to stay at a level 6, but you want to be ash, you need to lift at least 2 levels so that you can add the ash tones and then finish back at a level 6. But this way you are left with cool ash pigments. All right, so I feel like with those 3 scenarios, we're hitting the 3 major hair issues. So hopefully if you have been coloring your hair, whether at a salon or at home, and you can't seem to achieve the hair color that you are after, hopefully these 3 scenarios have kind of hit close to home in one way or another. And hopefully you are better able to understand why you haven't gotten there and now what you actually need to get there. All right, guys, that is it. Hopefully that was helpful. If there are other hair color situations that you would like me to dive a little deeper and kind of dissect for you, please leave them down below. And in next week's video, I'm choosing my subscribers' questions that you guys leave me in the comments, and I'm dedicating that video to answering those questions. And after that, I'm going to be bringing you a hair transformation. I feel like it's time. It's been a while since I've done that. I'm going to be taking off my extensions, coloring my hair, and sharing the whole process with you. So definitely stick around for that. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.